Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving right into the ultimate financial clash of our time. We're putting saving and investing head to head, digging into a pretty massive premise, why one of these makes you rich and the other one absolutely does not. Now, we've all grown up hearing the exact same advice, right? Put your money away for a rainy day. A penny saved is a penny earned. But we really need to take a hard look at whether that conventional wisdom actually holds up in today's financial world. So, will saving your money actually make you rich? It's a simple question, I know, but it totally challenges this age-old idea that a basic bank account is your golden ticket to wealth. For generations, we've basically been taught that if you just stash enough of your paycheck in a savings account, eventually you'll just cross this magical threshold into being wealthy. But is there any truth to that? Well, we're going to look really closely at the actual mechanics behind what happens when you just hold onto your cash. And spoiler alert here, it might completely change how you view your traditional piggy bank.
Section 1. The Great Wealth Misconception.
Okay, we really need to confront the paradox of the piggy bank head on. There is a huge distinction we have to make right out of the gate. Hoarding cash does not equal building wealth. Think about money that's just sitting idle under a mattress or, resting super comfortably in a low-yield bank account. To put it bluntly, that money is being tragically lazy. It's literally just sitting there, taking a nap, while the entire economy moves forward without it. You see, wealth building isn't about the sheer physical accumulation of paper bills. It's about the economic energy that those bills represent. When you just hoard cash, you're effectively trapping all that energy. You're taking this incredible potential fuel for your financial future and just letting it evaporate.
Section 2. What it means to save.
Before we really get into the weeds of getting rich, let's properly define our terms here. Here's our baseline definition for saving. Setting aside money for future use, prioritizing safety and immediate liquidity. Now, pay close attention to the words that are noticeably missing from that definition. You don't hear words like growth, expansion, or wealth. And that's because saving is fundamentally designed for wealth preservation, not wealth growth. Think of it as an essential financial defense mechanism. You save so that if, say, your car breaks down tomorrow or you get hit with a totally unexpected medical bill, you can access those funds instantly without taking a financial hit. It buys you peace of mind. It buys you stability, and that is absolutely crucial. But it doesn't independently buy you financial freedom.
Let's break down the actual reality of saving. It's highly liquid, and it is extremely safe. The literal nominal number you see in your account, it rarely goes down. But here is the massive catch. It offers a shockingly low return, and it is highly vulnerable to inflation. This is the crucial takeaway. While saving feels incredibly safe because you never see the balance drop, it is silently losing purchasing power day after day, year after year. Let's put that into perspective. If inflation is running at 3% and your shiny savings account yields 1%, your wealth is actually quietly bleeding out by 2% every single year. It is literally an invisible tax on lazy money. The $100 you save today absolutely will not buy the exact same amount of groceries 5 or even 10 years from now.
Section 3. The mechanics of investing. All right, so we're pivoting now. We're moving from the static defensive saving to a dynamic offense. Investing is purchasing assets with the expectation they will generate income or appreciate in value over time. This is a razor-sharp contrast to saving. We're no longer obsessed with immediate safety and liquidity. Instead, we are actively targeting generation and appreciation. You are buying a piece of a real business, a slice of real estate, or a financial instrument that actually produces something of value. You are finally sending your money out into the world to work, to hustle, and to bring even more money back to you. You're making the jump from being a money hoarder to a money employer.
So, what's the day-to-day reality of investing? Well, it offers the potential for incredibly high growth, and it utilizes the absolute mathematical miracle of compounding. But, and obviously this is a big gut, it involves calculated risk, and it's often much less liquid. You can't always just yank your money out the very next Tuesday without potentially taking a loss. But here's the thing. Accepting this calculated risk, that's essentially the necessary toll you have to pay to travel on the road to real wealth. You are willingly trading absolute immediate certainty for long-term exponential potential.
When we line these two up side by side, the core conflict is just so obvious. On one hand, saving is safe and accessible, sure, but it ultimately loses a boxing match to inflation. On the other hand, investing is riskier and illiquid, but historically, it outpaces inflation by a mile. Seeing them contrasted like this clarifies the whole shebang. Saving preserves your present, but investing grows your future. If you only ever rely on that safety column, you're just fighting a losing battle against the ever-rising cost of living. To actually build wealth, you have to be willing to cross over into that growth column.
Section 4. The True Path to Wealth.
Let's tie all of this back to our core premise with one defining, non-negotiable statement. Wealth requires active capital. It's an incredibly powerful concept when it clicks. Getting rich simply doesn't come from keeping your money perfectly safe in a titanium vault. It comes from transforming static money into working, active capital. It literally means owning assets that participate in the growth of the broader economy. When you invest, you're actively aligning your money with human progress, with innovation, and with corporate profitability. That active participation, that's the only reliable engine we have for creating true, long-lasting wealth.
And when you project this out over an entire lifetime, the divergence is absolutely staggering. The trajectory for the real inflation-adjusted value of saved money over time is basically flat. It's stagnant, maybe even slightly declining. But then, look at the alternative. Invested money experiencing exponential growth. That upward curve is the visual representation of compounding. Now, in the early years, the two paths might look pretty similar, but give it a decade or two, the invested capital breaks away so dramatically it's almost hard to believe. This is the snowball effect in action. Your active capital starts earning money on the money it already earned, creating this incredible self-sustaining cycle of wealth that a traditional savings account simply can never replicate.
Okay, so what's the practical, real-world takeaway from all of this? Let's lay out the structured financial strategy. Step 1, save for emergencies. You absolutely still need that defensive shield in place. Step 2, invest for the future. Once your defense is set up, every single extra dollar needs to go on offense. And step 3, let compounding work. Time is the secret ingredient here. You see, saving and investing aren't enemies. They're just two very different tools in your financial toolkit. You use saving to protect yourself from the unexpected, for sure, but you must use investing to actually build your net worth.
So I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to help you reevaluate your own financial habits. Take a hard look at your own accounts today and ask yourself, are you just holding your money, or is your money working for you? Because as we've seen throughout this explainer, if your money isn't working just as hard as you are every day, true wealth is always going to remain just out of reach. Thanks so much for joining me for this breakdown, guys. Now get out there and start putting that capital to work.